I want to give a little overview of the program. So we start, with drums and contact dance, and then we do these 3 workshops. The first is Know and Love the Ecosystem Called Thyself. So it's more of an inward meditative workshop. And the second is Know and Love Your Most Compersive Lover, the Earth. Compersive is a word from polyamory, namely a partner who loves the partners of their partners. And because the Earth is a lover that we all share, and we all have this large amount of compersion, because we cannot really own the entire planet. And then know and love those who share this lover with you, humankind. What if we could meet everyone as what polyamory is called a metamor, namely a lover of my lover, that with whom I share a partner I love? What if we could meet everyone that way, right? Conflict resolution. How many conflicts could be resolved if we could come to meeting this other person as somebody with whom we share a partner we love? So those were the 3 exercises that we did on the beach, and then at the end we did the invocation and then the vows. And I don't know how much time we're going to have to read all this. I don't want to. This was the invocation. It was done by Heather, this forthcoming scholar of polyamory. You can read it maybe. And then we had the vows. Okay. And I want to show you some of the pictures. So we had a very, very diverse group, as you can tell. There are all ages, from people who've been my students a couple of years ago to people in their 60s, all colors, different colors. And we didn't really pay attention to gender in the enrollment for the workshop. Everyone was welcome, and everyone seemed to be happy with whoever they got to play with in the exercises. We did a lot of ohms, group hugs, to really generate this oxytocin volume, to really break the ice in the beginning. And then we started with this introspective workshop, Know and Love the Ecosystem, Thyself, called Thyself. And this is really going within, starting to perceive the vibration of life within one's own body. These are some of the people in the workshop. This is the second workshop where I really took advantage of the environment to really help people connect with the 4 elements: water, fire, air, and earth, and really feel the energy, earth energy surging. And we had, of course, discussion. And it's interesting because we had 2 languages. Some people were bilingual and some were not. So the bilingual people did this summary translation, and it worked out quite nicely. And this is from the trees, the 3rd exercise. These are pictures from the tree that were taken, and I'll show you. Okay, this exemplifies what the 3rd exercise is. The person with the open arms is really holding the space of love for the giver and the receiver. I call it the witness, and that is really the Gaia. Gaia is a witness to all of our loves. There is no love that happens that doesn't happen on this planet. Not yet. So then, she is our most compersive lover. She's the witness of all the lovers of all the loves that we will have and have had. And so the witness is really embracing this position. I am the hostess of this love. And with my compersion, I make the expression of this love safer. I make it more powerful. The receiver and the giver feel the energy of the compersion I bring to their exchange. Okay, and so I create more safety and that safer space of hosting love. In the same way that a beach does, because a beach, when it's clean, it's well tended, it's an amazing place to be amorous. So we see how they interchange roles, and we also see how the different groups do the exercise simultaneously. And here is again from the top. You see that age, gender, it don't really matter. This is when the sun was going down, and this is at the end, and everybody was really hugging in unstructured ways. You see that also. We had many of our friends are gay because we had a gay discussion group, so many of the people who converged on the beach are gay, and many are not. And some have been in partnerships at some point, that they've had relationships that turned into friendships. And she's a receiver, I think she's receiving a lot. Okay. And then toward the end, more group hugs and homes. Some of the participants came from the film studies minor that we had. This is the linear who was very excited, and he was helping the filmmaker. And so here we are waiting for the sun to go down and to say our vows, and this was taken, this picture was taken after that. And then we stayed on the beach until the wee hours of the morning. So, and these are basically, the two beginners, the two people who inspired this project, but then everybody came on the team, and we do hope to have more groups that invite us to do a similar program for them. So my beloved beach has an abundance of spice. And I ask you to save your questions because I want to get to this miscellaneous collection. My co-editor is Lindsay Hageman. She is a participant in the intentional community called Windward, which is near the Columbia River. Is that the correct name? In South Washington State. It's an up-and-coming intentional community. It's a small community, but they're doing great things, and they are polyamorous. And these are all our authors, our contributing authors. We really assembled a very interesting team. If you want to find the webpage, it's orgasmicearth.org. And that's their catchphrase, is erotic energy when tapped, the renewable energy of our time. In fact, if we could really create abundance of that energy, that oxytocin, a lot of our consumer needs would be minimized. And yes, this is the cover page that they've created, also from Windward, another member, Andrew Schreiber. So it's homemade, as I said. Even the peach is a peach that they got at the market, and they photographed it. And I'm going to read a little piece from the introduction that Lindsay and I co-wrote. It's one thing that I started to love really is co-writing. There's so much richness in the communion of the minds. Let us together fantasize a better future into being. An ecosexual fantasy is not the kind of fantasy we keep to ourselves. It's the kind we speak out loud to those closest to us. Let us make our ecosexual fantasy interactive in real time and space. We can start by seeing this collection as the beginning of a shared ecosexual fantasy, a place where we ask you, dear reader, to imagine with us what kind of world we can create when we engage the fundamental relationships between body, land, sex, love, spirit, economy, and community. So imagine with us, dear reader, the world we will create when together we allow our love for this earth to transform all aspects of our lives, including our intimate relationships. Allow our love for our beloveds to transform all aspects of our lives, including how we relate to this earth. Design our relationship networks with as much care and thought as we design permaculture landscapes. Meet our needs through deep intimacy with self, community, and earth instead of goods and services. Love our bodies as ecosystems and love our ecosystems as bodies. Allow ourselves to experience the sensual in nature and the naturalness of sensuality. Proclaim an ecosexual identity and express it in salient qualities in a manifesto. Engage with the earth as a lover who we tend for, care for, and respect in a mutual relationship in which we give more than we take. Share the earth and her beautiful ecosystems fairly as we celebrate this resourceful partner. Be as intentional about sex as we are about what kind of foods we eat, which products we buy, and what plants we sow in the garden. Practice love as an art. Interpret raw sexual instinct as a talent to be trained into a skill that is practiced in order to meet our mutual needs for love. Allow ourselves to practice lovemaking as a way to experience another's pleasure as our own. Love fluidly and inclusively. Gather with those who share our values, work together to meet our collective needs, and create a life of simple abundance while caring for the land and one another. Perform our love for the planet we share in weddings of ecosexual love that galvanize intentional communities and elective families. I want to make a parenthesis here. Our community was really not aggregated, but when we started on this project, then it sort of aggregated. So in a way, the documentary documents what it caused to happen in many respects. And people were more excited about, doing what it took to really be present to this metamor, to encountering the other as somebody with whom we share a partner we love, because they want to be in the project. So in a way, the camera aggregated all this loving energy, which is amazing. Create and pronounce vows that express the quality of this love. Give ourselves in service to the lands that feed us, the ecosystems that keep us healthy, and the communities that love us. How do you like this fantasy? And what's your favorite ecosexual action? Thank you. Thank you, and now you can ask all your questions.